2 new professional leagues, expansion teams selling for millions of dollars, and players being treated like the professional athletes that they are. The landscape has shifted for women's sports, and what might have been a moment has become a movement.
No moment in history has been what it is now with women's basketball, women's soccer, women's hockey. The data now around the world, it has just never been there before.
So why now? You can trace the change to summer of 2020 when the pandemic forced professional sports leagues, both women and men, to play in empty arenas. The WNBA in particular found itself front and center, pushed to the front pages as much for its players' social advocacy in the wake of the murder of George Floyd as for its competition in the Florida Wobble.
Without the crowds, right, to compare, oh, look at all the people watching the NBA game. We didn't have that comparison. We actually were able to watch sports for the true what they were, which was just the performance on the court at the time, but they saw them kind of as equal. And I think that put them on some equal footing.
3 years after the Wobble summer, WNBA viewership grew by 170%. Indicative that the times really are changing. Across North America, women's sports franchises are receiving an influx in financial investment. Disney CEO Bob Iger and his wife, Willow Bay, purchased a stake in the heavily celebrity-backed Angel City FC, the LA-based NWSL team now considered the most valuable women's soccer team globally at $280 million. The WNBA's expansion team, Golden State Valkyries, were recently valued at $500 million USD, the most of any team and 10 times what the owners paid just 2 years previous to joining the league. And the PWHL added 2 new teams just 2 years after beginning to play.
I mean, we're seeing smart and different investors get into women's sport. We're seeing Alexis Ohanahan and Serena Williams knowing where to put their money. You know, anybody who plays in the stock market, anybody who kind of bets, you know, they want that big return. And women's sports is the place they can get it now, and it's pretty well guaranteed.
The shift trickles down to the consumer level too, as marketers crack the code and target women. In Canada, women are responsible for 75 to 80% of consumer spending. For the Toronto Tempo, Canada's first WNBA team, partnering with mega beauty brand Sephora was a no-brainer. Their research shows the league's fan base in Canada is 54% female. After women's sports generated an astronomical $1 billion in 2024, the industry is expected to be worth $2.35 billion this year, according to Deloitte. Much has changed in 5 years, and it shows little signs of slowing down.